It's Ben from the Artful family, and we are back for another video. It's super pumped. Mail day has come and helped me with my problem of having no transmitter. And now I have a Taranis QX7 transmitter here, nice and orange for my boy. And then also I picked up some zippy 850 milliamp 3-cell lipos. We're going to continue on and kind of give you a brief as to what happened. So much has happened. Just the configuration of the Taranis Q controller took a lot more effort than I anticipated. Coming from the RC world plug and play, this definitely is not that. On top of configuration of the BetaFlight, again, took a little bit more effort than I had anticipated. Actual physical changes since the last video is I've got these JST connectors for the battery to the motherboard, and the reason why I did that is all the batteries came with them. So I thought now that I have a whole ton of batteries with this connector, then I can justify a motherboard connector as well. Before I continue, I have to give big props to Joshua Bardwell. He is big in the FPV world in regards to YouTube videos. He does a lot of extensive stuff, and without his videos, I think it would have been a lot harder for me to set up the controller, set up the BetaFlight for my drone here. Look in the description of the video, and you'll see a bunch of videos that were fundamental in how I was able to program the controller and BetaFlight. For now, what we're going to do is we'll just plug things in and just have a look, make sure that everything is working. So, like I said, I changed the JST connectors for the battery just because all my batteries came with them, so might as well do that. During all my troubleshooting, I must say, setting up this little easy connector on and off for the lid just made my life a lot easier for troubleshooting. So I'll connect that on because my receiver's there. All right. Battery props are off. And the reason why I'm putting the battery, just so I can turn the motors over and show you. My Taranis controller, all set up for Flash G, connected to my receiver. One thing that I would highly promote is research inversion, especially with FRSKY. There's a video link at the description. I really had to read it. In my case, I had to set inversion on. So the code is in the description as well, so make sure you got that set up. And a few things, okay, so the receiver is here. You can see that I have my arm and disarm, my throttle. It's all set up right. So minimum is 1,000, maximum is 2,000. Configured that on my controller. And then midpoint is 1,500. Modes, set the arm mode as suggested by a lot of people. Motors, there you are. Props are off, always verify that. And a lot of work has gone into making that happen, so I'm pretty thrilled by that. Definitely this is a great tool for me, again as a newbie, to pick away at all the motors, verify that number one is number one, and that the rotation was correct for the motors. So you want to verify rotation so that when you put your props on, everything, it's going to fly. As you can see in these videos here, I had a few mishaps at the beginning. Yeah, some funny ones. I really like the one where all these flew off. Then I realized that my motors were in the wrong location, so I swapped them out so that when it's turning, they're actually tightening the screw versus loosening. Not a bad idea. And that's essentially it. I did a lot of work in the CLI, trying to understand. That's one thing I would highly recommend is go in the CLI and check the status, and it just tells you about arming disable flags. Again, something that you're probably going to use when you're first setting it up. And then also version. Do that before you start anything, before you touch the flight controller, because you can make sure that you're updating your flight controller to the correct firmware. So definitely check your firmware first before you do anything else. Yeah, so that's essentially a few tips of what I learned is definitely check the inversion. Like I can't say enough. Watch those videos. The Joshua Bardwell really just kind of simplifies things and has done so many videos that really you'll find something that's going to accommodate your needs and help you troubleshoot. Definitely want to learn more about my controller and do telemetry. I don't believe with my current receiver I can do that, but hopefully in the future I'll be able to do that. I'm really pumped to see that happen. Now you've got an idea of what I've done on the BetaFlight. Don't forget to check out the videos, but let's make sure that this now still connects, I should say, to my drone. Yeah, it seems to. So next thing, we're going to take it outside and take it for its first flight. Before we do that, have a look at this little video of my first bench test that was successful. And that's a successful bench test. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to check out Nunav's website. Big kudos to him for helping me out. And don't forget to check out Joshua Bardwell. His site, his YouTube videos have been super fundamental in this last step in being able to control things and make things happen. See you out in the field.